Certainty in love is not a lightning strike. It is not the rush that floods your body, nor the butterflies that rise when someone gives you attention. That is excitement, beautiful, intoxicating, but far too fragile to build your life upon. Certainty is quieter. It whispers. It lives in the small moments where your spirit says, "I can rest here." We often search for a partner with our hopes louder than our discernment. We project what we long for onto someone who has not yet shown the capacity to hold it. But certainty does not come from potential, it comes from evidence. Look not at who a person could be, but who they are on their worst days, how they handle disappointment, how they speak when no one is applauding, how they take responsibility or avoid it. A potential partner is not simply the person who sets your heart on fire. It is the one who keeps your soul at peace. Notice how your body feels in their presence. Do you shrink or do you expand? Do you guard yourself or do you feel safe to reveal the unpolished parts of who you are? Certainty lives where safety lives. It grows where honesty is welcomed, where vulnerability does not become a weapon, where your boundaries are not negotiations but respected truth. We often believe love is about finding someone who chooses us. But real certainty comes when you realize you are choosing too. You are not a passive participant waiting for validation. You are the steward of your heart. You decide who gains access to your sacred inner world. And when you choose from self-worth, your standards rise to match the magnitude of your spirit. Do not confuse loneliness with destiny. Do not confuse chemistry with compatibility. No spark will compensate for a lack of character. No charm will replace emotional consistency. What endures is the presence of someone whose actions align with their words, whose loyalty does not crumble when desire is tested, whose love does not demand that you abandon yourself to keep it alive. Certainty becomes possible when both people show up with purpose, when each is committed not only to the relationship, but to their own growth. A relationship rooted in divine principles does not ask you to dim your light. It asks you to shine with greater intention. The right partner does not complete you, they complement you. They join your journey in such a way that your purpose becomes clearer, not clouded. If you want certainty, listen to your life. Your peace will tell you the truth long before your mind dares to speak it. The right partner will feel like alignment, like clarity, like someone who knows how to love you without asking you to betray yourself. Certainty is not a mystery. It is the natural outcome of choosing someone who honors you, respects you, and walks beside you with a heart that matches yours. Choose from wisdom, not longing. Choose from purpose, not fear. And when you meet the one who allows your soul to breathe freely, you will not need to force certainty. You will simply recognize it. Certainty comes from clarity, not intensity. This is one of the most misunderstood truths in modern relationships, because so many people equate strong feelings with strong foundations. We grow up conditioned by stories, movies, and fantasies that tell us, asterisk, when you meet the right person, you'll just know. Asterisk, and what do we assume that knowing will feel like? Fireworks, passion, a magnetic pull so overwhelming that it seems undeniable, but intensity is deceptive. It can mimic destiny while hiding the deeper truth. Emotional fireworks do not guarantee emotional safety. Clarity, however, is simple. It is steady. It reveals rather than blinds. When you seek clarity over intensity, you shift from chasing a feeling to observing a reality. Certainty does not require drama. It requires understanding. It is not built in moments of emotional highs, but in patterns of emotional health. Intensity often appears in relationships where attraction is fueled by mystery, anxiety, unpredictability, or the activation of old wounds. Someone inconsistent will make you feel more chemistry than someone stable, because your nervous system is trying to win something that was never stable to begin with. The chase creates an illusion of importance. Your body mistakes the adrenaline of not knowing for passion. That feeling is addictive, but it is not love. It is unresolved longing disguised as connection. Clarity feels completely different. Clarity is when you don't have to guess, when someone's words and actions match, when communication feels open, easy, and honest. Clarity is when you observe not just how you feel about them, but how you feel about yourself when you are with them. Intensity will make you feel consumed. Clarity will make you feel grounded. To be certain about a potential partner, your focus cannot be on how hard your heart beats around them. Instead, it must be on what your heart becomes around them. Do you become calmer, more confident, more aligned with who you truly are? Or do you become anxious, overthinking, or unsure? Intensity amplifies insecurity. Clarity amplifies truth. When you choose clarity, you begin to ask wiser questions. Not do I want them, but are they healthy for my life? Not do they excite me, but do they value me? Not can we make this work? But is this relationship aligned with who I am becoming? These questions lead you out of emotional impulsiveness and into emotional intelligence. They allow you to see beyond the surface, into character, consistency, and intention. Intensity makes you rush. Clarity makes you observe. Intensity makes you overlook red flags. Clarity makes you honor them. Intensity makes you attach quickly. Clarity invites you to connect slowly and consciously. When you seek clarity, you give the relationship enough time to reveal its truth. You don't force certainty, you let the evidence create it. Chemistry may spark a connection, but clarity determines its future. Someone can make you feel alive, yet be unable to build a healthy life with you. Someone else may feel simple at first, yet provide the emotional stability your soul has always needed. Clarity also requires self-awareness. You cannot gain clarity from someone else if you lack clarity within yourself. Certainty becomes possible when you know your values, your boundaries, your emotional needs, and your vision for partnership. Without this inner clarity, every intense connection will feel like the one, even when it's only a reflection of unhealed patterns. When you choose clarity over intensity, you stop asking love to overwhelm you, and you start asking it to align with you. You stop chasing a feeling and start cultivating a future. Certainty is not about finding the perfect spark. It is about recognizing the partner who brings out the clearest, calmest, and truest version of you. A partner's character matters more than their chemistry. It is easy to mistake the rush of attraction for the substance of compatibility, but true certainty is built on the qualities that last when the spark quiets down. Chemistry is a lightning bolt. It flashes brightly, sometimes blindingly, but it cannot light your entire life. Character, however, is a steady flame. It is the warmth that remains when the excitement settles, the foundation that carries a relationship through seasons of change, challenge, and growth. Chemistry can make someone feel irresistible. It can pull you toward a person with an intensity that feels like fate. But what truly shapes your future with them is not how much your bodies react. It's how their soul behaves. Years from now, it won't be the butterflies that determine your happiness. It will be how they speak to you when they're angry, how they treat you when they're tired, how they show up when you are vulnerable, how they take responsibility when they are wrong. These quiet moments reveal more truth about a partner than all the excitement ever could. Character is consistency. It is reliability, humility, patience, integrity. It is the ability to love not only when things are easy, but when sacrifice is required. Anyone can charm you for a season. Character is proven over time. Chemistry can be powerful, but character is predictive. Attraction might draw you into a relationship, but it will not protect you from disappointment if the person lacks emotional maturity. The world is full of people who can make your heart race, but cannot make your life better. Many relationships fail not because the couple lacked passion, but because the foundation was built on intensity instead of integrity. Pay attention to how someone handles conflict. Do they listen or do they defend? Do they take ownership or do they shift blame? It is in these moments you see the truth of who they are. Passion cannot compensate for a lack of accountability. Excitement cannot replace empathy. Chemistry cannot heal wounds created by disrespect. Character creates safety. It creates trust. It creates the emotional environment where love can grow, deepen, and mature. When someone's actions are steady, when they communicate with honesty, when they respect your boundaries, when they honor their commitments, you begin to experience a different kind of certainty. Not a certainty born from intensity, but from peace. Someone with character nurtures your dignity. They don't manipulate your emotions to keep you close. They don't treat you as an option one day and a priority the next. They understand that love is a responsibility, not just a feeling. They show you through their choices that your heart is safe with them. Chemistry might convince you to stay. Character gives you a reason to trust. Chemistry makes you feel desired. Character makes you feel valued. Chemistry pulls you into someone's world. Character invites you into their life. Over time, the partner who stands beside you through difficulties, who listens with compassion, who seeks to understand rather than to win, becomes more attractive than the one who simply sparks excitement. Character also reveals compatibility in purpose. A partner with strong character will want to grow with you, not against you. They will support your dreams rather than compete with them. They will respect your evolution instead of resenting it. A relationship built on character becomes a journey of two people rising together, not one person dragging the other forward. Chemistry can ignite a connection, but only character can sustain it. The right partner is not the one who overwhelms your senses, but the one who elevates your life. Someone who shows through their behavior that they are ready, willing, and capable of building something meaningful. When you choose a partner for their character, you choose a future that has the strength to endure, the depth to inspire, and the safety to flourish. Certainty grows in the presence of safety. It is impossible to feel sure about someone when your nervous system is constantly bracing for disappointment, rejection, or instability. Safety is the soil in which love takes root. It is the quiet, steady energy that allows your mind to relax and your heart to open. Without safety, even the strongest connection becomes fragile. With safety, even a new connection becomes meaningful. Safety begins with emotional predictability. When you know how someone will respond, not because they are boring, but because they are emotionally consistent, you start to relax into the relationship rather than perform for it. You stop wondering if they will disappear after a disagreement or ignore you when life becomes busy. You stop questioning your worth because their presence does not fluctuate based on their mood or convenience. Safety is the confidence that someone's care for you does not vanish when things become difficult. When a partner provides emotional safety, there is room for honesty. You can express your needs without walking on eggshells. You can voice your insecurities without fear of being shamed. You can say what you feel without worrying that your vulnerability will be used against you. Emotional safety allows you to show your truest self, even the messy, imperfect parts, because you trust that the other person will hold those parts with compassion. Certainty also grows when you see how someone handles your boundaries. Safety is not created by someone who always agrees with you. It is created by someone who respects you. When your boundaries are met with understanding instead of resistance, when your feelings are acknowledged rather than dismissed, you begin to feel that this person is capable of building something meaningful with you. Respect is a form of safety. It is the reassurance that you will not have to shrink or silence yourself to keep the relationship intact. Safety makes connection sustainable. It transforms the experience of love from something that consumes you into something that supports you. So many people mistake chaos for passion. They assume that intensity means destiny, but certainty cannot survive in chaos. UNFINI thrives SHNEAD idea pies where you are fine CONSTANTLY longhead guessing, hoping, overthinking, or trying to decode mixed messages. The right partner doesn't make you anxious, they make you aware of what is real, what is possible, and what is sacred. In safe relationships, conflict becomes easier, not harder. You argue differently when you trust the bond. Disagreements are not threats to the relationship, but opportunities to understand each other more deeply. You stop trying to win and start seeking resolution. You don't weaponize past mistakes. You work together to heal them. Safety turns conflict into communication instead of combustion. Safety also reveals the truth about compatibility. When you are not distracted by fear or uncertainty, you can see the relationship for what it truly is. You start to notice whether your values align, whether your life paths fit, whether your vision for partnership is shared. Safety clears the emotional noise, so you can hear your intuition more clearly. Your body knows when it is safe. Your heart knows when it is protected. Certainty becomes possible when your nervous system is no longer in survival mode, when you do not have to hide, perform, chase, or earn love, when the connection feels like a home, not a battlefield. Safety is the doorway to certainty because it creates the space where clarity and truth can emerge naturally. In the presence of safety, you stop questioning whether they are the one, because everything in you begins to feel the quiet truth that you can build something real, steady, and lasting with them. Your standards must be higher than your loneliness. This is one of the most essential principles in choosing a partner with wisdom and certainty. Loneliness can be persuasive. It can whisper to you in moments of emptiness, convincing you that any connection is better than no connection at all. But when you let loneliness guide your decisions, you begin lowering the very boundaries that protect your heart. You start to tolerate behavior you would never accept if you were rooted in self-worth. You begin to confuse availability with compatibility and attention with devotion. Loneliness becomes the lens that distorts your perception, making the wrong person seem right simply because they are present. When loneliness leads, you accept crumbs and call them nourishment. You allow inconsistency because it fills the void. You rationalize red flags because the silence feels heavier than the chaos. You settle not because you don't deserve more, but because you fear that more may never come. But certainty cannot grow in the soil of desperation. True clarity comes from choosing someone because they align with your values, not because they temporarily distract you from your emptiness. Raising your standards is an act of self-respect. It means you decide that your heart is too precious to bargain with. It means you understand that love should elevate your life, not merely occupy your time. Standards are not about being demanding, they are about being discerning. They protect you from giving your energy to someone who cannot meet you with intention, respect, and emotional maturity. When you have standards, you no longer chase potential, you wait for consistency. Loneliness often makes people romanticize what is familiar. It convinces you to return to past relationships simply because they feel known, even when they were harmful or unfulfilling. But when your standards rise above your loneliness, you develop the courage to leave situations that diminish you. You no longer cling to what is comfortable, you pursue what is aligned. You understand that peace is more valuable than proximity. Part of elevating your standards is strengthening your relationship with yourself. The more deeply connected you are to your own worth, the less likely you are to settle for someone who does not honor it. When you learn how to enjoy your own company, loneliness loses its power to make decisions for you. You stop choosing relationships to fill a void and start choosing relationships that reflect your growth. A fulfilled person chooses differently than a lonely person. One chooses from confidence, the other from fear. There is a profound difference between needing someone and choosing someone. When you choose from need, you attach quickly because you fear loss. When you choose from wholeness, you connect slowly because you value clarity. When you choose from loneliness, you overlook patterns that will eventually hurt you. When you choose from strength, you notice the truth early and walk away without hesitation. High standards do not mean expecting perfection. They mean expecting alignment. They mean expecting honesty, consistency, emotional availability, shared values, and mutual respect. They mean expecting a partner who not only wants you, but is ready for the kind of relationship you want to build. Someone who is not intimidated by your boundaries but inspired by them. Someone who sees your worth without needing to be convinced. When your standards are higher than your loneliness, you create a filter that protects your future. You stop investing in relationships that drain you. You stop tolerating uncertainty disguised as affection. You become patient, not because you are waiting for someone perfect, but because you refuse to settle for someone unprepared. And in this patience, you gain a new kind of certainty. The certainty that the partner you choose will be chosen from strength, clarity, and deep self-respect, not from fear of being alone. Feels around, you mind or diarg, C-U-R-T, discroli, N, fades over the sort. Your spirit records everything, the tone of their voice, the intention behind their actions, the subtle shifts in their energy. Long before your mind forms a conclusion, your body is already telling you the truth. Your peace is data. Your anxiety is data. The reactions you experience in their presence are not random. They are signals guiding you toward or away from what aligns with your well-being. We often ignore these signals because we want a relationship to work. We override our intuition with logic. They didn't mean it. Maybe I'm overreacting. It's too soon to judge. I can adapt. But your spirit speaks in ways that logic cannot. It reveals what words hide and intentions disguise. When you feel a deep exhale around someone, a sense of softness, ease, and grounding, that is your spirit telling you there is emotional safety here. When you find yourself shrinking, overthinking, or tightening in their presence, that is your inner wisdom warning you that something is off. Your spirit is not dramatic, it is discerning. It responds to patterns, not moments. It absorbs their consistency or inconsistency. It registers whether their presence calms you or activates anxiety. It notices whether you feel accepted or evaluated. You may not consciously recognize these shifts, but your spirit does, and it remembers. Pay attention to what you become around them. Some people draw out the most authentic version of you. You feel bolder, more playful, more compassionate, more yourself. Around them, you do not rehearse your words before speaking. You do not question your worth. Your spirit expands because their presence honors your truth. That expansion is a sign of alignment. Other people make you feel like you must earn your place. You overanalyze your messages, try to predict their reactions, or silence your needs to avoid conflict. Your spirit contracts because their presence confuses your sense of self. That contraction is not insecurity, it is wisdom. It is a signal that this environment is not nourishing your emotional or spiritual well-being. Pay attention to how their energy affects you after they leave. True alignment lingers as peace. Misalignment lingers as confusion. If every interaction ends with you feeling drained, uncertain, or unsettled, your spirit is telling you the connection is taking more from you than it gives. If you feel grounded, calm, and clear after being with them, not because everything is perfect, but because everything is honest, that is your spirit recognizing safety. Your spirit also responds to integrity. It recognizes someone who keeps their word. It relaxes in the presence of someone who does not play with your emotions. It feels secure around someone whose intentions match their actions. Integrity is not loud, but your spirit feels its stability deeply. In contrast, your spirit reacts instantly to inconsistency. You may try to justify it, but your intuition will feel the imbalance long before you admit it. Pay attention to whether you can bring your whole self into the relationship. Your joy, your grief, your ambition, your fear, your spirituality, your vulnerability. A partner who welcomes your fullness is someone your spirit can trust. A partner who requires you to dilute yourself to fit their comfort is someone your spirit will naturally resist. Certainty grows when your inner world feels honored, not threatened. When your spirit says yes, there is a sense of ease, flow, and alignment that no amount of excitement or passion can replace. When your spirit says no, there is a subtle tension that no amount of desire or hope can heal. Your spirit always knows the truth long before your mind rationalizes it. When choosing a partner, listen to the guidance within you. The body doesn't lie, the intuition doesn't lie, the soul doesn't lie. The more you learn to trust these signals, the easier it becomes to recognize who is meant to walk with you and who your spirit was never meant to follow. A healthy partnership aligns with your purpose because love is not just about companionship, it is about direction. The person you choose will influence the path you walk, the choices you make, and the version of yourself you eventually become. When you choose someone whose life, values, and vision support your purpose, the relationship becomes a place where you grow into your highest potential. When you choose someone who pulls you away from your purpose, the relationship becomes a detour from who you were created to be. Purpose is the deeper meaning behind your life. It is not just your career or your goals. It is the essence of who you are and what your soul is drawn toward. When a partnership aligns with your purpose, it feels like two journeys merging into one stronger, clearer path. It feels like someone walking beside you, not ahead of you, not behind you, and certainly not against you. Their presence amplifies your direction rather than distracting you from it. Many people chase connection without considering alignment. They choose partners based on attraction, availability, or emotional intensity, but forget to ask the most important question. Asterisk, does this relationship support the person I am becoming? Asterisk, chemistry may ignite a spark, but purpose sustains the flame. A partner aligned with your purpose will understand your dreams even if they don't share them. They will respect the passions that drive you, the principles that guide you, and the boundaries that protect your peace. Alignment does not mean sameness. It does not require you to have identical interests or identical paths. Alignment means your values complement each other. It means your visions for life do not clash. It means the relationship supports each person's growth instead of restricting it. When you are aligned, you feel like your life expands, your creativity sharpens, your courage strengthens, your ambition awakens, your inner voice becomes louder. You are not shrinking to fit someone's expectations. You are rising into your destiny with their encouragement beside you. A healthy partner will never force you to choose between the relationship and your purpose. They will not ask you to dim your light to make them feel secure. They will not feel threatened by your strength, your passion, or your dreams. Instead, they will find joy in your expansion. They will celebrate your victories without turning them into competition. When someone truly aligns with your purpose, your success feels like their success, because they see your growth as an extension of the love you share. When a partnership misaligns with your purpose, your spirit will feel it. You may begin to lose clarity, energy, or motivation. You may start abandoning dreams you once held dear, not because they stopped mattering, but because the environment does not support them. Misalignment creates emotional heaviness, small compromises become large sacrifices, and eventually you no longer recognize the life you are living. Relationships that pull you away from your purpose cost you far more than they give. Certainty becomes easier when you observe whether someone is walking in the same general direction as you. Do they have vision? Do they have integrity? Do they have discipline? Do they value growth? A person with no sense of purpose will struggle to honor yours. A person who avoids their own growth will resist yours. But a person who is committed to evolving, healing, and expanding will naturally support your evolution as well. Purpose, aligned relationships feel sacred. They feel like partnership, not possession. They feel like encouragement, not control. They feel like two souls choosing each other not just out of desire, but out of recognition. Asterisk, I see where you're going, and I want to walk with you. Asterisk, this kind of love is not accidental, it is intentional, grounded, and spiritually aligned. The partner who aligns with your purpose will help you become more of who you truly are. They will not derail your journey. They will deepen it. They will not confuse your path. They will clarify it. And in that clarity, certainty becomes natural because you recognize that this is not just a partner for your heart, but a companion for your destiny. Thank you so much for your time, attention, and support. I truly appreciate everything you've shared, and it has made a difference. Wishing you all the best on your journey ahead. Goodbye and take care.